On today's episode of Watch JR Go, it's dark outside, and we're gonna buy a 2010 Chevy Silverado, or maybe a GMC Sierra. I don't really know. What is going on, guys? I'm Watch JR Go. I'm here with Eric, and we are in my Ford F-250. I'm just gonna keep saying that until the truck comes back. But this is, of course, my cruise loaner from CarMax with the turbo, and we're waiting to meet Scott. Scott is heading here right now with a 2010 Chevy Silverado that has been hit by a deer and needs a transmission. But apparently it runs and drives, so can't beat that. And I'm buying this truck for $2,800. So it's a heck of a deal. That is a beautiful $2,800 truck. I'll take it right now. Oh, look, there it is again. I'll also take that, no worries.
That's what you should have done.
I don't need the dually.
You should have went dually.
Before we showed up, the Diesel Bros did give each other a call, and now they're all here. For everybody that wants to know why I don't have a Cummins. Yep, that's why. Can't order with that bad boy. How's the turbo cruise?
I didn't go near fast enough to actually do the J-turn.
What J-turn?
Okay.
Can't, no, that never happened. Scott is rolling out right now, and this is my new 2010 Silverado with the 5.3 and the 6-speed. I thought it was a 4-speed truck that has recently hit, or been hit by, like, a deer ran into the side of it there. You got, so it's wrecked. It's very wrecked. And I didn't know this. It needs a door too. The door is pretty gone. You know, there's a chance that could be PDR'd or something, but it's kind of collapsed in. We know, Scott basically filled me in on all the issues on this truck. He said it needs the oil pressure sensor, so the check engine light's on. This mirror got crushed when the deer hit it, so now the power mirrors aren't working. The window switches are bad. He kind of filled me in on a bunch of stuff. So we're gonna go clean this thing up and do a real inspection, but I wanted to get some video of how dirty it was so you guys could see everything about it before we get started. And it's very dirty. It's got the paint pop right here. You can see where there's this little line. There's one spot right there, one spot there, a couple little spots there. And it honestly could use a bedside over here. This side has the real cancer. So you can see it's been ate up all the way through there, basically. So quite a bit of rot popped right through the bed, and we're gonna go clean this thing up. It looks like he bought it from Parks right down the street from Augusta, Kansas. That's where we're at right now. And he's the second owner. 200,000 miles and change, he said?
Yeah, 230.
230, and the transmission was just rebuilt, and it failed again, basically. 20,000 miles on this transmission. It's a truck, and it's a heck of a deal too, at $2,800, I think. And it still drives, still runs strong. We just have a lot of fixing to do. All the fun, common issues. And we got its twin right there. So as long as that guy's not looking, we got some tools, right? Let's get this transmission moved over.
We can pull the drivetrain.
It shouldn't take more than 20 minutes. It's only a few bolts. We might get a lot of transmission fluid on ourselves, but that's a free transmission right there.
I think if we just wheel swap it, we can have that whole truck.
I think he'd be happy with the 20s, and I'll be happy with the little wheels. Anyway, we're definitely not. That's just a joke. And this windshield's new, he did tell me. Brand new. The deer crushed the windshield, or like hit right in here. So that is a brand new windshield and a brand new battery. You want to pop the hood? Let's take a look. Let's take a gander underneath this guy. There we go. And there's a 5.3 with a new battery. 2010 ethanol. It's a flex fuel truck, and yeah, it looks like a 5.3. Nothing you guys haven't seen before here on the LS channel. I think it looks great. The old alternator that doesn't need PWM control, that's way better. And the good transmission, the 6L80, now we just have to get one of those. It's the good bad transmission. What's up? See anything interesting?
No, I'm seeing why his door latches work, mine don't.
Oh, just Chevy things, man.
See how it shuts?
Oh, it shuts perfectly.
Yeah, mine doesn't.
Huh. Also, look, it's very, very dirty inside. Gonna need a lot of cleaning, but this thing should look brand new when it's all done, I think. I'm pretty pumped about that. No steering wheel controls because it's only an LT. No digital climate. The radio's broke, he said. Like, the display's bad. Well, look at that. The radio is absolutely working right now. Service tire monitor, please go away. Please go. Oh!
TPMS
We gotta
sensor.
fight the TPMS on this guy a little bit.
23815.
Yeah, buddy. Well, hey man, we got the triple cup holders. That's what it's about. This is one of the weirdest issues ever. So you can see the tach kind of just jumping around, and it sounds like you're driving over rumble strips all the time. So here's part throttle, and I think we need a little more engine load. But anyway, we're just driving down the empty highway at night here. There it is. So right here it'll load up. So weird. And the tach's jumping a little bit. Love the no oil pressure to really freak you out. This truck's a little bit upset at idle too. The idle kind of bounces around, and that's something that has me wondering a little bit. I can't wait to get the scanner on here. Oh, the whole truck just bouncing. Transmission is very unhappy, and here's the rumble. Oh yeah, it's just jumping around hard. That transmission is just completely slipping. I think it might be because the fluid's super warmed up now, kind of thinned out. So a little Ruckus transmission fix might go a long way in this thing, but I can't wait to get a new transmission in it. Maybe rebuild the 6L, maybe have somebody do it. I don't want to rebuild the 6L, and it's a lot different than the 700 R4 4L60s that we're used to, so I'm gonna drive this truck through here like every night for the next 5 days until I can get all the dirt out from under it, because getting the transmission out with a bunch of dirt, it's a dirt road truck, it's a nightmare. So this car wash has the underbody sprayer, and it'll change my life when it comes to getting that transmission out. Well, that looks 1,000 times better already. We got the mud gone, and I spent forever trying to wash out the transmission tunnel and get all the mud out of it I could, and the mud out of the wheel wells and off the frame, because got to pull that cross member for the transmission. So I think this thing is ready for a transmission swap. I had to throw a little elbow grease at it. I am going to hit the auto wash maybe 1 or 2 more times, at least one, before we get underneath this thing, because it'll be a few days before I can get a transmission here. So hopefully this thing turns around pretty quick. It's the next morning. We can finally take a look at what we bought. Buying a car in the dark, always a terrible idea. I do it a lot, but that's just when I like to work. So now we get to see just how bad this truck is. Let's do a quick walk around first. I of course washed it and washed it and washed it last night, so it was looking pretty good, I thought. But as you can see, it is covered with dirt, stains all the way down every bit of paint. Tires are pretty worn. Those are probably 2, maybe 3 30-seconds, getting close to the limit there. As you can see, it lived on a dirt road. You've got all this paint wear there from all the sand. But I did scrub and scrub and scrub in the wheel wells to get everything off that was in there. This door, shot, mirror, wrong, fender, trash, rubber, going. Obviously that's not a big deal to anybody really. This tire is the same. All these tires are in the same condition, so it looks like they were put on the same time, which is great. Spoiler, that needs reattached. A washer should fix that. A little scratchy on the hood. It looks like somebody detailed this with sandpaper, but wow, it looks like somebody literally scrubbed this with a sponge full of rocks. Every bit of the truck. This is incredible. I didn't know it could be this bad. And the rust, of course, is relatively serious there. The same wear, but I did a good job getting the frame rails clean and stuff, because that's where I know I need to concentrate my work on this truck. Anyway, this will be a work truck for somebody. We're not going to go far on the cosmetics. Plastics unsnapped right there. Looks good when it's together though. Now let's look for real problems. First, since we're outside, I'm just gonna go ahead and start with the TPMS, because obviously we have a TPMS issue here. I think the big scanner might give me some insights, but we'll go ahead and check each tire. We'll scroll down to Silverado here. Silverado, made with real tornadoes. There we go. And then go down to, there's 2009, 2013, yes. Scan sensor. Okay, trigger. That one is good. Trigger. Ooh. So it looks like the driver front is the bad one. Let's take a look at this one. Not getting anything out of the passenger front either. And we'll try this one. Both rears worked perfectly and nothing in the front. Dirt road trucks, always a disaster. That's gonna take so much cleaning. But I think secondary Josh will be up to the task. Back in the truck, booting up the Max Assist Elite, and we'll scan this thing and see what the actual issues are. All right, we got some codes out of this guy. P0523, that is engine oil pressure sensor, high circuit voltage. It is a very bad oil pressure sensor, ambient light sensor. That is that guy right there on the dash. It's having some kind of issue, although it does say that it has passed, so maybe it was a battery thing. We've got a couple codes here that are current. C0750, C0755, C0750 again, which is tire pressure. I think this is all that tire pressure sensor on the remote control door lock receiver. And the last one, passenger presence system ECU performance, it is passed. So that is a history code. We can go ahead and clear those. Now we know what's wrong with it. Let's go get an oil pressure sensor, get that thing swapped out. It's weird, there's no transmission codes, but we'll start with that, clear the check engine light, and then we can keep troubleshooting that transmission. And we are here at O'Reilly's to pick up that oil pressure sensor. I called, they've got it.
Alrighty.
All right, later guys.
Bye.
Have a good one. Oh, absolutely. What's up, Robert?
What's going on, brother?
Oh, not too much. All right, so I've got my new oil pressure sender and the sockets to get it out. I couldn't find mine in the toolbox, so I just bought another socket. They're cheap. Let's go see how fast we can swap out this oil pressure sender. It usually just takes a couple seconds. Oh man, this thing is buried back under that firewall. I hope I can actually get in there even with this setup and get that oil pressure sender out. Should be all the way back in the back of the intake right there. So I pulled the sensor out of the box and saw that it's huge. This thing has a weird connector on the LMG. Of course, we have the screen that we'll have to get out of there and try to get swapped. Most people say to leave the screen out because it just causes like faster failures and erratic oil pressure readings. So we'll see. Also, unplugging it was kind of tricky. It's got a lock on it. As you can see, the connector is right here. If you look way back in there, I put it right beside the fuel rail so it wouldn't fall down, and I already got it broke loose, so I just have to get that thing off of there, a couple turns, and it should be out, hopefully. Yep. Shoe light. Oh, cool. Well, now it's on top of the transmission, right where it belongs. I thought dropping this would be less than ideal, so I very carefully used a pick. You gotta get your hand all the way in the back. If we go down, give it that much, and then just carefully pull that thing out. As you can see, it was not clogged up in the slightest. I've never seen one that was clogged up. I don't know. People have different opinions on how this goes. I've never seen a clogged up one, that's all I can say. We'll put the new one in, give it a twist, drop it down in there, make sure it seats fully, there's an O-ring there. Once this is in, drop in the new oil pressure sensor. You can reach back there. You just have to kind of go all the way back in like that with your hand, and you'll get this done. It's not a big deal. I want to make sure that filter is fully seated, so I came up with my Snap-on Zeus fastener tool here. It's a little bit thinner than the sensor's threads there. And of course, there's like two little tabs on that filter. I'm gonna put this down in the hole, give it a little twist, and push at the same time until I feel it lock in. Good thing this is one of those old school engine bays you can sit in because it makes your life easy. I think the filter is fully seated. Time for the sensor. This is the fun part. Start it by hand because you don't want to drop it. Last couple clicks, stick on the connector, one problem down. Hey, and the old one was laying right on top of the transmission. I got the cap back, that fell down too. Get all of our tools out of here and go test this out. I'm sure we have fixed the one of the main issues, and that puts us a little bit closer to getting all these lights turned off. Check engine light, be gone. Oh, looks like that sure didn't work out. We have no gauge. Oh, I was wrong, and I'm super happy about that. The oil pressure came back after just a few seconds. It started up and there was a little bit of a wait, and now we've got about, I don't know, what is that, 20 and change at idle, 25 PSI at idle. And let's go ahead and clear all the codes, quick erase every single module, and we have no more check engine light. I'll go ahead and throw a link to that oil pressure sensor in the description below. Be careful, that connector changes on like every single one of these LS engines. It's crazy. I almost want to go chase down this TPMS issue today. I could put some Autel sensors in it and be done with this. All that would be left is the body stuff and the transmission at that point. You know what, I think we're gonna go ahead and call it today because we did knock out one major issue and we figured out what's wrong with the truck, and I really don't think it's gonna cost too much to fix this thing. $2,800 in the truck. It's about an $8,000 truck without fixing the bed. Of course, a good cleaning is gonna have to be figured in there, but the door, I think the door is about 500, the fender maybe a couple hundred, so 700 there. Who knows how much in the transmission, but I think I'll do okay on this truck. Trucks are always money makers. If you're trying to sell cars and make money, trucks are where it's at, not cars. Cars, I'm pretty sure you can only play in like Camry and Corolla and Accord land if you want to do well. Everything else is just fun stuff for us. All right. The old GM oil pressure sensor. So that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop.watchjrgo.com where you can get cool shirts, not like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and I will talk to you next time. Yeehaw! Now that check engine light's clear, I can do the most important thing on every car. That's what I'm talking about. Can't remote start with a check engine light, so we got that fixed. I'm happy. What? Well, hello. thanks for the tools. I was like, what are you even doing over here?
Yeah, nothing. Cleaning.
Looks good.
Moving things around. Got a new shelf coming.
I like it.